so busy shuffling there. So I'm somewhere with Wi-Fi, so I can go live. So I'm just going to sit here and chit-chat to myself until maybe somebody joins me. So you will notice from the thumbnail that I've decided I should put my glasses on. Hi, Wassail living light. Wassail Fools Forum. Feeling a little unprepared. I'm going to sing you again. Wassail living light. That's nicer. Wassail Fools Forum. So I've decided Wassail Larissa Anderson, Wassail Holly Kunst. I am live. I really should have bought my glasses. I don't know whether I can read. See, I have to lean right back there to read. But if I haven't got them on, I have to lean right in. Wassail Abracasamba. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful energy today. I'm dog sitting and I went for a walk with the dog and I just was trying to tune into nature. Wassail Salas, Wassail Amy Gill. I don't know whether it's Gill or Jill. Wassail Sacred Seal. So yeah, the Woodlands said it's time to do some lives, but they have to be not lives, some private sound healings. I'm so sorry, I'm so overexcited. Wassail Scarlet Dorothea from Canada. Wassail Diane in Las Vegas. So yes, I'm going to be doing some private readings, which is on the thumbnail. All you need to do is send me an email, but don't send any money at that time. Just send me an email and then we can arrange a time. You can either have a 1 hour one or a 2 hour one. They involve readings with both decks, looking into notes that might need moving and then tuning into them and singing some sound healing with your headphones on. Wassail Rune. I feel like we're returning a service now. You just have to keep writing loads of things to people. So yeah, there will be some lives. Wassail Joanne Faulkner. So I thought, well, you can ask me some things first. We'll let some more people turn up. I feel like I'm shaking. Mustn't lean on the table. So yeah, I'm gonna do a styly as a collective of the kind of thing you can expect from a private video reading with me. So, any questions, people? Otherwise, I'm just gonna roll in. Yeah, it's something. The thing is, I designed this deck for the very purpose of being able to use it to do readings with people, but also to have notes and rhythms and things suggested to help with a kind of sound healing. But I've been spending all my time providing a video a day, and that's taken up so much time that I just decided it was a chance to just do something else. You just won't get as many videos on here if I'm busy out there. So I'm gonna just go in. Let's, as Reem says, let's roll with it. So I have the musical Alchemy of Astrology deck. Yeah, demonstration reading. That's exactly what we're doing. But I feel like I need to turn them over. So your reading will begin thus. Well, I'm going to suggest you send me your natal charts because it will help us to interpret things. So if you know your natal chart, get it out. Get it out now. Funk soul brother, get it out now. Funk soul brother. So yeah, you need your natals. We all need natals. Got nothing coming yet, but we're dealing with the collective, and it is a lot more energetic. Ooh, there's a big card to start with. So we got Monas Hieroglyphica, House 12. What's House 12? What we've got to get rid of. This is Secret Wisdom. This is a masterclass from me to you. So this is John Dee. John Dee was the wizard to Elizabeth I. He's also the guy who, working with an Irish psychic, got you know your natal chart. You can send a photo, but not to me now. It will be if you're having a private reading, Joanne. I mean, you might have already emailed me, but I haven't looked at my emails since I posted everything. John Dee downloaded the Enochian keys, which are completely fascinating. This is also sacred geometry. Look, you can see blurrily the sacred geometry on this card. It's like, I want to say it's coming across as fixed patterns of our biome inside us and on us being part of the key, the tuning, the frequency to moving or allowing us to be engulfed whilst our leaving light, to allow us to be engulfed in a new realm, a new frequency, a new destiny. But it's also about secret wisdom. So it's about learning. So the polarities that you have to think about, you have to think of the polarities as like a long line of consciousness, action, emotion, and somewhere on that line, you place yourself just currently, and you work out, how do I want to move that way? How do I want to move that way? Because the thing about polarities are, you've got to go into the shadows of the polarities if you want to go and pick up more of the good stuff and take it that way. So the polarities are, I am foolhardy or I am wise. So look, we all want to be wise, we all want to know more, but we should. But we should be foolhardy. We should also have those moments where it just does not matter whether you behave like an idiot. Because there's something about, in the idiocy lies the secrets of the wisdom that we need to go and collect. Now, because this is House 12, which is core magic, House 12 is that great energy. So you look at your own natal chart, look at your House 12, see what you have in it. I think in my House 12, I have Mercury and Venus. Yeah, exactly, Rune. The Fool is wise because the Fool has let go of everything. Whatever you think about the Fool don't care. The Fool doesn't care because the Fool is trusting and the Fool is having fun. So I have Mercury and Venus. So I would be looking at, maybe this card would be suggesting to my natal chart that it's time to consider how I communicate love and desires. Maybe I get that wrong, but that doesn't matter. Maybe I'm a fool, but that doesn't matter. Because ultimately we have to experience those things, go inside the shadows, search them out and pull out the beautiful frequencies. So all have a look at your House 12 and have a little think about that. Or don't, just be a fool. Just go, do you know what, I'm trusting it. So, I'm really denting cards at the moment. See, look, from House 12 to House 1. Oh, is Aquarius your house 12? Yeah, you have to, Diane. That's the thing. You have to just go, do you know what? I'm not going to think about this anymore. I know exactly what's in my house 12, and it will all rise up and I will deal with it. Because sometimes we overthink. And very often, if we're trying to materialize or manifest, I don't use that word, something in our lives, sometimes we overthink. And sometimes we just can't because we're still caught up in this notion of healing. You have to be foolhardy and yet wise and know that you're all done for now. So, house 1. Go to your house 1 and see what's in there. What do I have in house 1? I have Neptune, and I'm just sitting there thinking, flaming action on Neptune will be to clear a fog, to clear a delusion. I'm looking after a dog and she wants the garden. So that's why I sat here, so that I can let her into the garden. So, oh my goodness, and we also have, look, the Crocus of Venus. This is the Palace of True Reflections. Neptune, Saturn and Venus in your first house. You see, that suggests there's an energy of having some sort of like foggy restriction over how you see love. So we have the Crocus of Venus, so that might help you. Let me go back and find the comment about what somebody else had. Gone way past it. So Mars, Mercury, Jupiter and Saturn. Mars, Mercury, Jupiter and Saturn. Hang on, let me just put this down. Mars, Mercury, Jupiter and Saturn. And that's a house 12. But collectively, you can consider it a house 11. So it has 2 aspects going for it. So Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. I feel like there's an energy within that happening which says every time you speak your mind, you feel a kind of, or people perceive of a kind of, not an anger, but a stern energy, because it's got Jupiter there. So it just, as it comes through, it goes, whoa, it expands. And then Saturn goes, whoa, easy does it, but just pulls it back. So it's like speaking at nearly fireworks now. It's going to be a lot of pops. Which is interesting because the dog doesn't like them. Yes, I would come back in if I were you. It's noisy. So, Crocus of Venus is the Palace of True Reflections. Wassail, Amber. Sorry, Wassail, Denise. I hope you're doing better, Denise. Jupiter and North Node. So there's a sense of, with Jupiter and North Node in House 12, there's a sense of this huge expansive destiny, almost feeling like it's too much pressure to step towards. Like it gives you... Oh, fabulous, Larissa. So Larissa's going to have a private reading. This is a tester one for the collective so that we can see how it all works. Oh, I'm glad, Denise. Wassail energy. Yeah, Crocus of Venus. Focus of Venus. Focus of Venus. So the Crocus of Venus is the Palace of True Reflections. It's the female voice. But what it really is, it's the idea behind I am me, as in, what do I think? How do I imagine? How do I intend? Mars, Aries space, this is how we begin something. So first of all, we have to have the idea, the notion, I am becoming me. I am becoming me in my mind. But then you have to action it and become I. So this really does deal with first house issues. Your Mars is in Aries, fire. So we have here this notion of self-merged and completed within the astral, but not within this beginning space. So Aries, because it's ruled by Mars, in sound healing is the note C. It's all your molecules into which your crocus of Venus, divine intentional energy, can settle. So let's have, first of all, because crocus of Venus is a C and an F sharp. So let's hear the C, which is the Aries energy. So what I do first of all, this works best with headphones on, but it doesn't matter if you haven't, just turn it up. Turn it up now. So, Mars, C, the physical world. It's all the molecules that you have. I'm going to sing and move around very lightly so that I can sense where the energy is sitting in terms currently in our auric fields. I just remembered I had a cup of tea. It'll get cold. So here in this area of the side of the head, I would say this energy of the molecules of the C, of the root chakra, as you would call it, or the root energy frequency, all the molecules, including the shielding around your auric field, is resonating here, like you're trying really hard to think about and hear something from the past. So let's just all think about that while I sing this note. I'm not going to move the note yet. I just want us to feel that it's out here in the energy of the past, maybe even how we interpret ourselves within the past. You see, I'm picking up this message. This is divine Venus. This is Venus in balance. This is Venus understanding her journey and how she wishes to action something. Mars Aries, this energy here is the space in which it needs to be received, but that energy is not feeling confident. It's absent. Mars is absent. Mars is currently in Cancer moving towards Leo. So Mars is trying to deal with ego issues, and Aries is sitting there as the space between a completion and a new beginning. And that's very much this idea of the completion that Pluto's been on, but also Neptune. Because Neptune is 27 degrees of Pisces and will be moving next year into 0 degrees Aries. So this really is about the vessel's preparation to receive divine intention, but this is not spirit guides. This is you, the divine you, your divine intention for where you wish to be. Now, Crocus of Venus is both C and F sharp. So let's just have a little listen to the F sharp of Venus. Remember, Venus rules Taurus, so there is a full moon coming on the 15th in Taurus, and also rules Libra. And remember, Libra is where we had the solar eclipse, and that energy will be moving upwards for 3 months and then down. So it'll reach its peak at the end of this year. Again, I'm going to look for where it's sitting. So the energy of the heart chakra, the higher consciousness, is working here in the now and the future area of the throat. So it's telling us that we're trying really hard to communicate a new intention, a new sense of who we are, but we're still listening in to this energy of our body in the past. But the Venus energy collectively is sitting here. That doesn't matter if your house 12 is empty. It still means that the energies can be used. What you do is you look at your house 12 and you work out what zodiac sign it is. It usually means that there's something, I'm not going to say that they're easy to deal with. We have our greater complications where we have planets and they influence things. It just means that your house 12 may not be something that causes you issues. You may be able to release things. Okay, so it's in Leo. So then it becomes relevant to this frequency of Mars being currently moving from Cancer to Leo and it being about ego. So something again would still be suggesting that there's something of, and I don't want to use really huge words like fury, but it is a sense of a frustration that has to be moved out of the ego and dumped. So that's really what we're getting here. There's also a notion that within the ego, because of the Monas Hieroglyphicus, there is some kind of mystical gift or understanding. So we're going to try and align C and F sharp before we move on. It wants to dive underneath to a B, which is crown chakra. It's because the C energy sits high up here as part of our auric field, but it's almost acting, because it's off center, as kind of like a diversion on our consciousness, because we're thinking a lot about it. So it's going to drag that energy over there. So I'm being told to put a pulsing in, wah, 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 to act as a kind of, to disturb the frequencies here so that we can pull this in and push it down into all of our bones. I think what I need to do is I need to use this melody. So the top note is your spine. So we need to align our Mars energy back to our spine. Then it comes into the bones with the second note. And then, whoops, the nervous system. So we're using the spine and the nervous system to act as a kind of homing beacon to our molecules, our bones, our flesh, everything that makes us physically visible. That immediately aligned so much better. That was so much nicer. So I am inaction, I am action. So if you want your intentions to sit in this Crocus of Venus frequency, you really do have to make some kind of sense of action. And you can't just sit in a kind of divine, feminine, 13 frequency wonderment without activating some kind of I am becoming I. I am me, but I am becoming I. Because you need both energies. We need both our masculine and our feminine. We need our Crocus of Mars and our Crocus of Venus. So there's a ringing in that ear. It's a really high frequency C sharp. So it's talking about there being some kind of correction now to our energy up there. Wassail, woman, Francesca. I'm really warm from that. So let's get a little bit more information on what we've been doing there. Using the Liffruma Healing Oracle to get some runic physical world frequencies. I'm burping. Oh, there we go. Oh, you see, that's interesting. Perth and sigil. And they fell like this. You see, Crocus of Venus is a cup and it receives cosmic energy, but it also gives cosmic energy. So up there behind the veil is all this energy waiting to come down. It's the I am me intention being pushed through. And your body, your physical vessel, is waiting to receive it. Here is that physical action, flaming action energy awaiting your life force. It's all waiting to just flow in. It's a really powerful, profound frequency. So let's get some ceramic runes and just ask, why are we waiting? Or why? I mean, I know we're being told to action, but what's up? See, I'm getting 114. So here we have Waken. So Waken is 69. This is an energy of everything feeling dull, everything feeling mundane, everything feeling grey, and then suddenly this, it's like just wake up. And the poem just keeps saying, wake up, wake up. Whatever you see around you, look at the thing that looks like a blockage, or that looks just like a glass of water, or a cup of tea, or a window. Look at it renewed and wake it up, because underneath everything physical, there is a layer of this crocus of Venus energy. It's in everything, but it needs to be woken to witness. So, and then here, 56. This is vain. This is the weather vane. This is those moments when we believe we've created some kind of new intention, and then we go, oh, and then we can't communicate it. That's the Venus energy that was there. I'll come back to that in energy. That's why it's come up again. We need to put the heart energy here, not in the throat. You can't communicate it because there's something of a fear of criticism. And so you just blow with the wind and you say the version of your truth that you're currently thinking to make it acceptable to the ears of others. Whereas it really just needs to be acceptable to your ears. It's almost like you're waiting to hear, or we, when we truly believe ourselves and what we think. And then we have a raid, number 5. This is to go on a journey, to ride but not on the horse, to get off the horse. The horse is quite often societal norms. So we have to get off that horse and find our own way. It's interesting that we've got 5 and then we got 1, 5, 15. So this is elks. You see, an elks is an energy of protection, but elks is also vocal versatility. It's the ability to be every emotion, to whistle, to bark, to laugh, to chirp, all these different sounds. So our crocus of Venus is somehow caught in the throat. So let's try and get that central. Place your hands, if you've got your headphones on, place your hands on your heart. This is your Venus consciousness coming through from the other side. And I'm going to bring it into the chest, into the rib cage, so that it begins to resonate in alignment with our lower heart, which is the natural physical world around us. It's not, it's here now. It's in the kind of Jupiter G area. Let's get it further down. Do you want the garden again? Come on then. So, how's that? No, she doesn't want the garden again. Because there's fireworks. So 515 talks about changing the self to affect change. Cool. Right, I'm gonna move this. I'll drink some more tea before it's really cold. So let's pop those all over there, and let's go for another area. You felt that in your base chakra, good, because it should at some point connect with your base chakra, because it's the crocus of Venus, so it's working on both the F sharp and the C. So let's go back to musical Alchemy of Astrology deck. And see what we get next. Oh, Golden Path. This is Embers. This is where we're meant to be heading. Wassail terrain, it's a pleasure. Embers, Stellar Nursery, New Notions. That's really what we need to understand. At the moment, wherever your natal charts are, have a look at them and just see what planets you have around 0 degrees. Late 20s, 26, 27, 28, 29, 0 degrees, and then 1, 2, 3. Because these are the areas that are most being affected by everything, especially in the collective generationally. So Pluto is moving 0 degrees of Aquarius for 20 years. It's a massive change. It's a 20-year cleanse. And then newness coming in. I'm going to be doing a video which talks about how the relationship between the aspects of Aquarius to other signs as Pluto arrives there. So for me, if I was looking at my natal, I have my Uranus on 0 degrees of Libra, and I have my Chiron on 0 degrees of Aries. Now, it means that because Aquarius is an air sign, Pluto will be trining with the other air signs. So anything you have in Gemini, particularly around 0 degrees, is going to be given the most benefic burst of love from Pluto to whatever aspect you have at 0 degrees of Gemini. But more, I want to say more active already is Libra, because when the Saturn and Jupiter had their conjunction back in 1981, and it was a triple conjunction that year, it was in Libra. And so it was on 0, I think it was 0 degrees. That I have to check. I'm really not sure, but it was in Libra. And it should have been in Virgo, but it just nudged into Libra. And so it's already had an energy that was then repeated in 2020 when we had the great mutation, 0 degrees of Aquarius. And that's where Pluto is going to be, on this 0 degrees where Saturn and Jupiter have already been. So it's on 0 degrees of Scorpio. So you have to count from Aquarius in signs of 30. So it's probably 150. So it's quincunx. So it means that you will have a sense of, I would say, an apprehension around change would be the energy. The change is inevitable, but it would give you somehow an energy of, I would say, having a fear of the change. It's going to highlight that. It's not going to be really super powerful, but it is a quincunx. It's 150 degrees. So we're looking at how these energies play into us. The most benefic of the energies are sextiles. So that will be Sagittarius and Aries and trines. But also there will be something really interesting playing out in Leo because that's in opposition. Wassail, Teresa, Zufall. I hope I say that right, because it's nice to go Zufall. So we have embers. This is resurrection energy. This is, I am limited. I don't want to think past anything. Or I am cosmic. So our ancestral bloodline lineage is limited. Yes, it's got so much to teach us. But right now we're being given this flaming star formation from our galactic ancestry. Now our galactic ancestry, sorry. Wassail, wing jaguar. I know it's jaguar. So this new frequency, our galactic ancestry, our consciousness ancestry. Remember, our consciousness ancestry is happening now everywhere. All those different dimensional realms, galactic worlds that you've lived in. Yes, do please tap like. It is very helpful, and donations are really helpful. Because I don't have very much money at the moment, and I'm being honest with you. At the moment, I get from all of you guys about £3.50 a day. And that's not really enough to live on. It's not even enough to buy food. But it's not stressing me out. It's not bothering me. Everything is actionable and doable, and I trust. So yes, put thumbs up. So this galactic energy is happening now as a remembrance because you lived those lives before or will, but you're also living them now. You are connected. Your soul in the timelessness is now. It's showing you. I'm really sorry to hear that, Wild Wolf Woman. It is very difficult to exist with no money. Yeah, the cold is horrendous. That's why I keep thinking I need to just get a little pile of money together and go somewhere a little bit warmer. Because if I can't afford to eat, I can't afford to heat a place, and I don't have anywhere to live. No, you're not alone. So, aside from that, this galactic energy it's part of this inheritance that's coming through from Pluto. Pluto is transforming. Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius for 248 years. Well, not permanently. It's been in, been out, been in, been out, been in, been out, been in. But it will stay in. Wassail, Fifi Lamore, Kia ora from New Zealand. So yeah, it's going to be coming in. It's a new frequency. It's a new energy. Pluto wants some fun. So this one has a CEG triad. I know, but if I open the door, you're not going to go out there because there's fireworks. So let's have this realm. It's very... C is all the cells that we've been singing. E is our solar plexus. This is the sun. This is the energy of playful life force. I want to say kind of childishness. That kind of awe with everything. And then G is Jupiter. Jupiter's in Gemini at the moment. So I'm just trying to remember to keep an eye on you all because I just get carried away. Yes, Angie, that's exactly it. I always say, look, I keep all my readings free because I know what it's like to have no money, especially at the moment. And so when you have no money, you seek advice. And if the advice is hidden behind a paywall and you only get half of it, that's not fair. And I always think I don't hide any of my payments behind and my readings behind a paywall. And if everyone just sent me £1 or $1 per reading, I could live so finely. But that's not what happens. So I don't live finely. So let's have this CEG. Do your chores. Do you know the thing is, there's a new thing going around at the moment that's not gratitude, Malika. It's privilege. I am privileged to be able to do my chores. And it is interesting, you know, like Francesca's saying there how she feels the cold. You know, when I am privileged to turn on the heating, I mean, I'm not, but I'm staying in someone's house and the heating can go on should I need it to. But there are moments where you are unable to. So reminding ourselves of how privileged we are to have quite mundane things is an interesting way to look at things. Yeah, I am. I am very rich in inspiration. That has a lot to do with placements in my chart that I was looking at today. But, you know, we do need to eat. And we do need to wash, and we do need to have a roof over our heads. But I trust that will be there. It's, you know, it's the only way I can be about it. I'm afraid there isn't any button. You can go into... I haven't put the details in the description box yet, but I have a PayPal account, and I also have a GoFundMe account, and you can send money to either of those. I will put them in the description box afterwards. When you go live, it's confusing. You can't even change the title half the time. Oh, sorry. I was going to sing C and G. I'm actually going to sing E, G, and C. Oh, that E. That E. Laughter. Playfulness, the sun. And there's a really strong energy where the things that are our galactic inheritance are not here on Earth, but they're when we put our imagination to the dark side of the moon and look directly at the sun. And the moon's there at the moment because we've just had a new moon. And have you ever thought about, look, when we see a full moon, it's bright, it's a beautiful white colour. But it is being reflected by the sun on the other side of the earth. Can you imagine how bright a new moon is? Although it's dark to us, we can't see it. But on the other side, it's so close to the sun that it must just have the biggest grin on its face that we can't see. So here's that E of the sun. And then it goes to Jupiter. And then Mars. Sun, Jupiter, Mars. You see, it feels to me like our sun collectively is really in sharp alignment. The G isn't. The G of Jupiter isn't quite working. So let's focus on that G. So the G is here in the now, but it's down in the earth almost, in the natural world. There's a cleansing. No, there's a draw. We're being drawn towards the natural world. The natural world is pulling a cleansing, a Jupiter energy towards us, towards it. We're being pulled towards the trees, the animals, the open spaces, the mountains. The natural world is pulling on us, saying, I've got the energy right now to cleanse you. Work with me. So let's try and get that into both our shoulders. What's up, Kelly? I would suggest, maybe for this one, if you're not lying down, sitting down, just make sure the whole of your feet feel connected to the earth. Hang on a sec. So that's the embers. Embers is Phoenix frequency. Embers has got this frequency of a resurrection energy. Very much, I'm being told to say, Asclepius, go seek him. Go and look for where Asclepius is in your chart. Asclepius is one of the asteroids, but Asclepius is also the bearer, the snake bearer that bears Ophiuchus. Hey! There's my PayPal link, people. Thank you, Holly. There is a GoFundMe one too. So, I've got Sextile. Sextile is a folk dance. It's a 6/8 rhythm. 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3. So it's 2 beats, but there's 3 semiquavers, 3 quavers inside those beats. So it's broken into 6 beats, but they're split into 2. So it's a Romanian folk dance. It's an aspect of 60 degrees. I'm being told to make a suggestion, which is look up where Asclepius is in your natal and then try and see what currently is 60 degrees away from your natal Asclepius. It's something supportive. Something is trying to support this kind of resurrectrix frequency. This is 58. It's a 13 frequency. It's a divine intervention, this sextile. in terms of the energy of Pluto earlier, it would be to say, if you're looking at your house 12, have a look at what is 60 degrees before and after your house 12. So your house 10 on your house 2. So it's how you perceived yourself, perceived. I want to put that in the past tense. How you perceived yourself and how you will in the future work in that house of values. House 2. And I'm not saying, you can also look at what you have in Sagittarius and Aries if you're assuming that Pluto is in Aquarius. But there's something about looking at the relationship between house 10 and house 2 with some kind of transformation that you're going through in your house 12. So this is what I'm hearing. That 6/8 rhythm with that realm sound of embers. Galactic glimmer. So here now, look, this is why this E is so important. The solar eclipse energy has come up. So that's the... It's so woody. Wassail, Steph. So yeah, you've got this galactic opportunity moving around in your life force, but there's something to do with that being a shift from house 10 to 2, 10 to 2. And then we have... So I'm also being told, go look in your Leo, go look for your chaos of your ego, because it's quantumly entangled to the rising of your Phoenix. So this is a different tempo with all notes. This is almost like... It's almost like within Leo, at the moment, within the ego, there's just this kind of energy, this desire to just to sort of almost scream. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put in a space. It's going to be it's going to be like an A minor 7th chord. A is the moon. So a solar eclipse is when the moon covers the sun. So the A. So that gives us the perfect fourth, the energy that's all around that space. But outside of that, we've got these other notes, which is a C major chord. So the E of the solar eclipse of the sun is in both chords. If we put them together, we get this. So that becomes a sort of a musical language to align our galactic opportunities. It almost becomes, well, I was going to say like a lasso or a lasso that will pull in the truth. And the lasso of truth belongs to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. So, we're bringing in an energy there that stabilizes the chaos of the ego. That's what this is talking about. It's allowing us to rid ourselves of the clustering melodies, the noises all around us, the chatter of other people, the stuff that we receive as empaths. This is acting as the calming frequency to allow, it's not like an ego death, because I don't like that word, but it's more like an ego birth, but it's a new ego rising from the embers of the old. And that melody will really help with tuning that. So, look, it's a new beginning. It's something new flowing. And yes, there's a testing element to this, but we'll see you through the heat of the dragon's breath, Nithogir. So there's also these two, Was, the sap rising. This is a sense of the energy of a kind of an upload to allow a download. So you can see that these are very similar frequencies, and really the test is to align with the new frequency so that the Was can rise. I can't hold these, I have to do it like that, hang on. So that the Was can arise, and the consciousness can descend. It's going back to the first part of the energy, which is aligning with the crocus of Venus and applying that to the Mars. But there's something about the Mars energy physically that isn't yet fully stable to allow it, because it's still being rocked by ego. That's the energy that will keep the ego at bay so that it can transform, align, and allow this new galactic inheritance to descend. See, I'm excited about doing readings again for people, because now that I have these cards, you can connect to so many amazing things. So this is a reminder to everybody. This is Man, number 20. This is to remind us that while we are a collective, we are an individual personal frequency of our own that can merge with the collective. You are an individual starling, which is a bird, in the global murmuration of the collective whole. The collective murmuration, a murmuration of starlings, move in big cloud formations, all kind of moving as one voice, but it's made up of each individual starling. And then we have Apple Bearer, 49. This is to bear fruits, but not the fruits of your bloodcestry, the fruits of your galactic alignment with your blood ancestry. And then we have this that was Perth that came up earlier. Wassail, Perth. This is, again, that notion of being the vessel to receive. The vessel won't receive all the while the ego is topsy-turvy, because the ego disrupts the biome. So just keep remembering. Oh, look. And then you have air. But actually, although air... Oh, thank you, Veronica. And Wassail, Veronica. So look, here, this is really talking about knowing when to be part of the global murmuration of starlings, the collective, and knowing when to be individual, knowing when to get off the horse. The horse is the ride we do together, the motions we mirror each other with. And there are moments when we must be our own best friend. We must look at our own ego in our own kind of hermit space so that it's allowed to change. Wassail, Emmy Simmons. So yes. Now we're going to do one more part to this. Let's put those over there. Let's close those cards off because I don't want repeaty cards. Because they're all part of one overall healing. I need a bit of water. Sometimes when I'm drinking water, which I do a lot, when I pick up a glass, I can't stop drinking it until the whole glass is gone. Yes, exactly. Whatever mistakes you make, you're always your best friend. Also, water at the moment, for me, is tasting incredibly minerally. You can really taste the mineral salts in all water. I'm tending to drink water from bottles because then I won't drink the whole thing. I can regulate. But for some reason, when it's in a glass, I just don't want to stop consuming water. See, if Hannah Spanner was here, she'd agree with that. So now look, we're moving into 0 degree aspect. So I would say when this card comes up, you would look in your natal chart and you would see, firstly, if you have any planets in conjunction or asteroids. It depends on how deep you want to go. Also, if there are any current transits that are in conjunction with signs in yours, if you have anything on 0 degrees, that would also be something that needs to be looked at to see what message is being pushed towards you. It's also number 56, if that's relevant to people. So this is to be in the heart of wondrous magic. This is the energy of something coming together. This is the energy of merging intentions or merging ideas or transforming and joining philosophies. I'm also being told it can also be an energy of looking back and seeing something and realizing that it actually means nothing to you any longer. That's an interesting concept. In main conjunctions in Libra and Aries. So Angie, then you would be looking at the fact that 0 degrees of Aquarius is a really strong frequency. Not only did we have the great mutation of Saturn and Jupiter conjunctions on the 21st of the 12th, 2020, a 0 degrees, Jupiter is about to reach that same point. It will mean that anything you have at 0 degrees in Libra will be in trining energy, so we'll be having a really big beneficial boost. In the real world, in terms of kind of like the abundance beneath the surface of the earth, and also it's sextiling, which is another great kind of flirty, enjoyable energy with anything in Aries. And also in 2026, on the 20th of, or the 26th of the 3rd, 26, Saturn and Neptune will go into conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries. So that's going to be something that will transform some part of anything you have at 0 degrees of Aries. Oh no, are you... Stop moving the weather, Steph. Settle down and let's have some cosmic weather. Although I think it's the cosmic weather that is tuning into you. Mars in Cancer, 0 degrees, 7th house. So if it's Cancer, Cancer would be 150. So it means that, and Mars is just about to hit 0 degrees of Cancer. So Kelly, what you're going to have is you will have a sense of being triggered or being, or the being an attempt being made to trigger you to feel out of sorts. And every time it happens, rather than allowing it to be an internalized sacred rage in a way, you just have to kind of go, I see. So you thought you could poke me and it would bring out that energy. Well, it isn't, because I'm ahead. I know what to expect. So poke me. It's not going to make me cross, because there's a really big, important energy, Kelly, to do with Mars moving into Leo and then going back out again, because Mars is right at the moment in opposition, not in conjunction, but in opposition to Pluto. And this means that Mars is being able to let, as I said, because Mars knows, let the energies, let the furies, let the grand rage up, give it to Pluto and let Pluto bury it beneath the earth, put it through the ground water trine and get rid of it. Oh, got the deck upside down now. So conjunctions are about being in tempo, being back in tune, being focused, knowing where you're going. It's to be detached or mutual. So it's like time to be a bit of a leech. Oh, look, coming into conjunction with North Node. Now, North Node is an augmented fourth. So an augmented fourth is always the midway point between an octave. So earlier we had the one C and F sharp. But we haven't yet been given a keynote for where we're going. We've been given the fact that we're in tempo. There is an augmented fourth. We need some kind of reference to a body part, to a planet. What have we got there? So here we've got air, which is to do with editing, and air is an entire realm in its own right. Oh. So that's really interesting. So Aquarius was originally ruled when the humans didn't have telescopes and could only see planets with the naked eye. And why could they see them? Because they didn't have street lights. So there were big dark skies and you could really appreciate the majesty of the heavens. So Saturn was visible and was considered the ruler. Much later, we discovered other planets, and so Uranus was discovered, and Uranus became the ruler. So Aquarius has two rulers. Saturn, which is the divine masculine, the energy to hear and not judge, the energy to absorb and release others' pains. And that's an F. It's the lower heart of the natural world. So that was that energy that was pulling the E. But F is Saturn, B is Uranus. So that is the augmented fourth that we're working with there. So this is a really interesting energy. Following in with that healing. So we've got this. But within that calming energy, what we're really trying to do is to take this new galactic inheritance energy and draw it in to the natural world, not to our Venus heart. We've got to pull it further in. I think there's some kind of energy where we bring this into the F of the natural world, to the rocks, to the stones, and then that will pull the natural world's organic truth mainframe into our new tuning. So Wassail, Rita. I like this show. It's very old now. I bought it when I was traveling through France. So, but the key thing here is, I think it's this. So imagine your consciousness as a crochet hook. It comes in from the realms of the galactic, outside the physical realm, the realms behind the veil. If you put your hand on your top of your head and I'll vibrate the skull. So that clarity, that laser-like focus has to be brought in as a kind of crochet hook, and it's going to go down to the F of the natural world. And it's then going to hook into the natural world and then hook it up as if you're completing a stitch. And then that is bringing this F-sharp Crocus of Venus energy that wasn't playing ball at the beginning back into some kind of alignment. See, Mars and 2 Aquarius would mean that Mars is going to become a really big energy to merge with during the next year, because Pluto will move very, very slowly into a conjunction with your natal Mars at 2 degrees of Aquarius. And it will require some kind of editing of, well, what is the difference between our toxic masculinity and our divine masculinity? Because it's within all of us, and it really is to do with the selfishness of the ego to the selflessness of the divine ego. I don't know how the words or the language for it. Crocus of Mars is what will be coming. Divine masculinity. The ability to action all that you desire and can imagine. So Angie, if they're in the 8th house, you have to look at that as having a very flirtatious sextile energy from Pluto that will be really working on them. It also depends where they are. The closer they are to 0, then the closer they are to being worked on immediately in that sextile energy. Because remember, Pluto will take 20 years to go through Aquarius. So if you've got things in houses at later degrees, they're not going to come into play yet, but they will. And we can always align things earlier. So here we've got Haumea, and this is just now bringing in sacral energy, sacral energy, and it's bringing in the D that hasn't been in this. There's something of the Dorian mode. If you look up ancient Greek music, the Dorian mode, I don't know if you can hear that. Hang on, let me turn it up a bit more. Oh, I missed one. The keys are really tiny. So you could look up the Dorian mode, and I get the feeling that the Dorian mode will somehow, if you find a piece of ancient music, it will help you to be used as a kind of tool to bring you towards an energy of bringing your galactic frequency to the seat of your soul. So Dorian mode is going from D to D on a piano using all the white notes. So let's just do a D at the top to just push through the sacral. Let me find out where it is first of all. Oh, we don't need it that loud now. No. So, I want to say you left it in the past. Wassail true. So, what do I mean by left it in the past? I mean, this is complicated because I'm seeing your galactic sacral and I'm seeing your physical sacral. There's something in the physical sacral that was left in the past, something ancestral that was something to do with, well, there's no point in having this sacral energy because it's not giving me anything. That's what I'm hearing. What did it ever give me? What did it give me to have a soul? Is this frequency. So let's align that energy. So, it wants to collapse out because this is something to do with like a remembrance. So while you're doing this, while I'm singing this, while you're listening to it, while you're trying to feel it in your belly, I'm going to try and, well, first of all, find it in the belly or up there. I need to see where it wants to come from. But at the moment, it's down here in the past, but not in the body. So then it came here, and then it went, I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go near the heart. It is avoiding the seat of its true soul. There's a huge amount of heat generating around the mouth, and I'm hearing that we all have to say out loud, I love you, meaning you love yourself, you love you, you love your soul. That's the energy. It's almost like it's not been said enough that the soul has just walked away almost. There's something blue and gold, sapphire and gold. In another realm. I'm going to ask, what's that about? Because it seems relevant. Because this is a really interesting thing. It's about moving into our destiny. We can't walk our destiny without our soul. And our soul's slightly wandered away because we haven't told it we love it. I love you, my soul. I love you, my divine self. I love me. So, what have we got here? Explore yourself, alchemize yourself through loving yourself, and then look, it's so beautiful. Hell, the returning of the light. This is like the sacred journey, but this is more like something of a completion of a lost song. lapis lazuli could be very much that. It was a really big piece if it was. It was huge. It was a really strong sapphire and gold light. So I'm going to share something with you which I kind of mentioned briefly in a video. I went to some stones the other day. I think it comes out not tomorrow. Tomorrow's is Feeling Love. I think it's the next day. I went to visit some stones that are 1,000 years older than Stonehenge in the Kent countryside. It took me about 4 hours to get there. It was a long journey. But I needed to go there because I've been picking up this energy of a new Ophalagu. And an Ophalagu is an energy that the spirit world, the natural world, your divine self, something gifts you with an energy. And I've been gifted with an energy that I'm told is called Hell of the Houri Heart. But I don't know what it means yet. I keep seeing like a hoarfrost on things, and that the hoarfrost is relevant to some kind of like a sense of hibernation, but also like a visible silence. And then there's the notion of Orthumbla, the holy cow, licking the salt rime, the frosty ice, for new creations. But so it's interesting that it's here. Explore Hell of the Houri Heart. So let's get some runes. How long have we been going? It's quite a while. Might be my bedtime. It's only 7:05, but I go to bed at, once it gets dark, a couple of hours after dark, I like to go to bed. So look, the first rune is the All rune. So the All rune is Weirdhamir. It's the notion of the fabric in every dimension on which reality is held. So when I went to the stones, there was a real sense that the world we see, the world we witness, these walls, this shirt, all of this is tuned to a certain Weirdhamir frequency. And how we, at different points, can birth a new frequency through us, within us. That energy of hooking and pulling up, that's exactly it. Bringing the natural world, but by the natural world I mean nature. Yes, this is made from nature, but this has been tuned to the current framework. And this is the organic framework, and this is about tuning to the truth behind the organic framework. So here we've got 65, which is Wickercraft. This is how we weave our consciousness onto the framework of the natural world. So that's this. Interesting. And we have Dej. This is the 24th rune of the Elder Thuthark. This is to purge. This is to release a whole energy and embrace a new. It's like passing through the eye of the needle at that center point, but it's also got this notion of the infinite. We can spend our whole lifetime just going round and around that mainframe, or we can strip back, remove, transform body, mind, emotions, biome, and move to this new organic mainframe. And weird is love. It's what's underneath all of it. And then finally, we have 25. Personal Yggdrasil tree, ache. This is the energy of tending to oneself. So again, remember earlier we had that, yes, we're collective, but you must remember you're an individual. Yes, we're in the forest, but we're an individual tree. And it doesn't have to be an ash tree. You can choose anything to be your tree. So I'm being drawn to this 1313. 49 is 13, 7 and 6 is 13. 1313 is, there's something here about birthing divine inspiration coming through. Through an augmented fourth. So, what's interesting is we've had no E flat, so there's no livers, kidneys and spleen involved in this reading at the moment, and that's blood sestry most of the time. We've had the C sharp, we've had no G sharp of the throat because another note supplanted it. So let's have a look at what's been missing. That means and why they're missing from this healing, but I'm going to ask the cards because it's what we do, it's how we learn. Why are those notes not important to this? They're the nervous system, the B flat, the nervous system. I did sing it briefly when I was trying to tune something. Look, it's just that they're not seen, they're not necessary in this particular healing. Healings aren't always about every single note. So, that's the blind god, but it's a divine sentiment. I'm just going to get one from the other deck to see what that has to say. Oh, interesting. So, it's the pineal gland. So 399, internal divine. Oh, hang on. There's Mercury up here as well. The G sharp. In a minute, Betsy. So now we've got 3996. Gemini and Virgo, mutable energies, the throat, the pineal gland, and the notion of speaking what is unseen, communicating what's unseen. This is the world as we know it. This is the world that the pineal gland has yet to explore. Let me just get some rune stones to end on that one. You see, it's interesting. Here, the E flat of Neptune is in this card. So 47, that's leaf. That's to unfurl. There's something, and here we have life force, which came out earlier. It's like, okay, so I want to say it's like your pineal gland. It's often described as something that looks a bit like a pine cone. It's about the size of a grain of rice. it's important to look up where it is. I did a pineal gland reading, which might be helpful. You'll find it a few days ago. But what they're showing me now is that you have to have a sense of gentle, calm patience when dealing with cleansing and retuning the pineal gland. It's as delicate as a fungus. You could apply your life force before it's fully at its moment to spore, aether spores into the frequency we can't see. And that would cause a kind of disruption that would have to start from scratch again. And so there's something about don't be nervous, but also don't be heavy-handed. It's like the E-flat's almost like an anvil. And what's that phrase? You don't take a hammer to open a nut or something. There's some kind of phrase. This is about something that must organically unfurl and spore. It's like the spores are coming out in the vision as they're like kind of electrons that as they move out, they spark the dark. The vision behind the veil becomes alive. And they're saying, go dance to the Dorian mode. Wow. So, any questions? I'm so sorry, I really wasn't paying enough attention. But Holly is the most amazing moderator. So I'm sure she's been answering all your questions. Thank you, Holly. So, if you want to book a personal reading in this kind of style, and you can see if you book an hour one, you won't get as much detail as if you book a 2-hour one, because we're nearly at 2 hours now. But it will involve the cards, the ceramic runes, and my vocal gifts to retune an aspect of your life that will come through individually in the readings. Because that's the only way you can do these things. You have to, I mean, I can do sound healings completely just leaning into energies, but there's the deck was designed to assist, and it is amazing how much information it wants to offer to assist us. Cool, yeah. But you can look up the Dorian mode, and there will be pieces of music that people will have done in the Dorian mode. I mean, I did a piece years ago in the Dorian mode. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. So Dorian, D for Dorian. That probably wasn't a D. Oh! I see, I turned the piano off. Oh, I'm putting the wrong code in now. Bear with me. Zum Leiden bin ich auserkoren. I can always usually find a D because of the Queen of the Night in Mozart's Zauberflöte, because when she first descends, she sings, I think her first note is a D. So, zu Leiden bin ich auserkoren. Ja. Erlaubt der Könige der Nacht, der sternflammenden Königin, fasse dich. I also like Delilah in Samson and Delilah. So, I'm just going to ask for, because I can't stop, I'm just going to ask for a card from each before we go. Actually, I'm not going to shuffle because it will just, I'm going to go like this. Oh, look at that. There's a destiny. So this is your Jormungandr. This is the very earth serpent that when you send your galactic serpent down from that B to that F, that's who you're hooking in with the mouth. And then you're getting hold of the Jormungandr and your galactic serpent is pulling him up. So when they meet, so you see, he is often what you would call Kundalini rising. This is Kundalini descending. And Kundalini Galactic descends, hooks onto this, and together they become a new heart. They become the aquamarine heart. So it's green and pink put together. And then, I just shuffle them once, and then let's just see what we get here. Sorry if that was up. Essence. I mean, and look, in truth, that is everyone's original birthright, is to find your destiny, and your destiny is your very essence, the truth of your essence, the truth of your beingness. It's all contained within you. It's just gorgeous. And one, I'm going to put the other runes back, the ceramics, and pick one final ceramic before we go. If you are booking a personal reading, I have to work out how we're going to do them, because it is possible, I think, to do them on YouTube, where I would send you a private link and you can call in, I think, and then that way it can remain always on their servers so that you can always look at it. I just need to look at that because it all came through and I actioned it very quickly after walking the dog. So let's just a single rune to end. 66. So this is 12. This is to understand the very essence of all you need in life. And when you really have reviewed and understood what you need, and look, it has that wonderful, it's a bit blurry, I'm so sorry. You arc your new heart out into the world. That's what the card talks about. It's the locksmith to all locks. The destiny, the future, our essence is the key of love. And that is really what the card talks about. It's about activating the key of love so that you can move into your destined essence. So that's very beautiful. And it was gorgeous to spend some time with you. I really wished I'd paid more attention. I'm so sorry. Cool. That's exactly it, Lily. Because I was thinking, I could do it on WhatsApp, and I was checking on WhatsApp, and the only way to record on WhatsApp is with third-party software, and I'm just like, I'm sure there's a way where people can call in, but you could just do it privately, not publicly, and the person could call you, and then you can do the reading, and it would stay always for them to link into. I burped again. So sorry. It's all that singing. Also very thirsty. Got some water. So I hope you all had a nice time with that little demonstration of what to expect if you book a private reading. Don't forget, don't send the money for the private readings until we have worked out a time for it. That's the best way, I think. And then you can send the money and I'll know it's there, and then we can do the readings. But just bear in mind, everyone, if I have to do a lot of them, there won't be as many videos. There won't be a daily video, possibly, because it takes me all day to do them. And so while I'm doing private readings, I won't have as much time to put out as many messages. So forgive me for that. But I have to earn some money. So, Wassail, beautiful people. Oh, that was a long P. I just want to sing this again. And that's the ego karma, remember? It's so fabulous. I love the timelessness. So it was a lovely morning for you, and I'm just getting ready to go to bed. It's dark out, see, look. You can't see anything out through the windows. It's a pleasure, everybody. Does it? Sounds like a bit Bowie. Yeah, I mean, the Dorian mode is very, very old. Very, very old. Ancient Greek. There's loads of different modes. They're all fun, but they're not... It's not quite true when you play on a keyboard because we've tempered the intervals. So have a lovely, lovely day, wherever you are. And you'll see my video, Feeling Love, tomorrow. Feeling love is feeling good, I believe in loving. And then there will be the Stones. I have made another video, but I haven't edited it yet. I haven't had enough time. Okay, Wassail, beautiful people. I don't know where the stop button is. Is that it there? It's all changed.